That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute.
This is Cynthia Ortiz.
It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior.
This is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the 15th of April, 2022, and these are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. So we do the disclaimer. The prosecutor told us to do it. Use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for standard. But for Mr. Perry stalking, we wouldn't have to document it for his criminal case or anything. And use the reasonable, prudent individual standard. We assert our constitutional rights, the First Amendment. We have the legal right to say our opinion and react normally to an abnormal situation and tell people when we're being victimized, just like she does. Selective prosecution is prohibited. Also, entrapment and provocation is as well. And I believe Judge Kirkendall maybe said something to you all. Leave her alone for a couple weeks. I have to rule out entrapment and provocation. And it seems like you guys go at her and go at her and go at her and go at her. And right now, you have everybody very pissed off, Mr. Perry. So when we get what you just said, that would be why. Everybody gets very disturbed and creeped out and upset and angered and sickened by what you are putting me through and the Neely family through. Every day, we get more and more and more. You got a lot of leaks. Now, there might be people on your payroll that are fine with what you're doing. Our shrink thinks all of them need to be examined. It is not normal to want to hurt somebody else. In fact, it is normal to want to make the hurt stop. And you have some sort of mental problem that you have imposed on a whole lot of other people. And when you aren't making everybody feel sick at their stomach because they're watching you make another human being suffer, you make them feel threatened. They feel anxious. They feel fear. They feel sick. They feel nervous. They feel worried because you're around. So it's not just that you're a stalker, that you're creeping everyone out like Neil, and that you continue to impose your thoughts and your wants and your needs on everybody else when we've made it very clear we don't care. We want for you to shut up and go away. Nobody asked you what you think. What were you asked to do? Leave me the fuck alone. I want my privacy back. You are breaking the law. You are being stopped every time you're told on, and you seem not to understand what people say to you, and it is incredibly irritating that you can't get it. It's very irritating that you all cannot tell when you're told on. That's because people don't like what you're doing and you're being stopped. You're being stopped. So we get another one this morning because Mr. Perry's still going at it. Still got to tell everybody what he thinks and what he feels and what he wants, ignoring the rights and wishes of everybody else. Sir, I moved twice to get away from you and not have a conflict with anybody. I don't want you, sir. You disgust me. Your work, you're a job, and nothing more. Never was anything more than that. I don't know what the hell delusion you live in, but we're sick of you imposing that on the rest of us. Never in your lives before have you had this situation where everybody's going, who told on us? How'd she find out about that? But you do now every day, and that started with the McNamara email. You said something to another person, that you wanted to do to me that was illegal and wrong. Morally, ethically wrong. And sick and twisted. And it so disturbed that individual, they told on you, and we got now the McNamara email that you're still trying to do to this day, just varying your angle. And right now, you have made everybody very angry at you, and you don't seem to get that. Nobody likes cruelty. People do not like cruelty. Why is it you don't get that? All of you. Our shrink said, he's got people working for him that I know have convinced themselves that they're not doing anything wrong, that they're fine. And I'm here to tell you, it is inhumane what they have put you through and Mr. Neely through. Inhumane. And anyone that can sit there and do that or watch it and do nothing has something wrong with them. And if I examine them, I promise you I'll find out what that is. Watching suffering is not doable if you're a normal person and you're wired right. You can't do it. You're simply not able. When this girl was being tormented and taunted and tormented and taunted by Neil, forcing himself on her, people started speaking out. And they're doing the same to you, Mr. Perry, in a different way. When you plan a harm, when you cause a loss, when you invade my privacy, I don't want to be peeped on. It is disgusting. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. It is a disgusting crime to rape a woman in the privacy of her home against her will. And that is what you do all fucking day, sitting behind your little computer on your fat, lazy, perverted ass instead of getting up and working like everybody else. And going and being normal and doing things with your family. And you don't have any proof otherwise. You don't have an alibi to show you've done anything but exactly what I've said. So we just get another one. I guess it's Mr. Powell. I can't get anything to her. Charles and Dave are doing exactly what she said. They cut off her money at her work so she doesn't work there anymore. And they made it dangerous. Her guys pulled her out. So we can't get to her there. They're taking all her money. So she doesn't have any, she can't pay her Microsoft subscription. So all the emails are bouncing back. We don't know where she lives because he got her kicked out of her home. So I don't know what to do. And that's true. It's true. Nobody likes what you're doing, so that's why we get what you just said. Leave it on our porch. Is that whatever it is? My guy said, listen, they're trying to get you something. It's not legal. It's not even legal. More illegal bullshit. I'm telling you what they said. I'm not going to tell you what it is they're trying to get to you. What I'm going to tell you is do what we tell you to do, and we're dealing with it. We're dealing with it in our court. So if we got that, because Mr. Perry's causing hardship and suffering and it's pissing everybody off, nobody likes that, Perry. Nobody likes it, Calvin. Nobody likes it, Dave. The stuff you do. And so you're getting some pushback. And you don't seem to get that. You guys seem like you don't understand a fucking thing that's happening to you. Wow, I mean, we don't even have words for that. 4 contracts you interfered with, and they're now canceled. 4 of them. So you'll be charged at least 4 counts of interference with commerce and contracts, some interstate, with intent to coerce a lie. Mr. Perry, I don't have the hots for you, bitch. You disgust me. I feel nothing but deep, deep disgust for you. When you get told on, that's why. Everyone does. People do not like suffering. And if you couldn't see that with the Derek Chauvin thing, you're fucking stupid. It's irritating to have to deal with somebody who's mentally ill and stupid. I don't even know what to say to that.
You're a garbage person.
You're a garbage person. People don't like suffering. If you can cause it or sit back and watch it and do nothing, our shrink said, I'm not a trained psychologist, although a layperson could see that. A layperson. Charles, I'm not going to talk to you. I told you to shut up and get out of my life. I don't want to hear what you have to say. We get your point. You want to lie. And I said no. And it's been this way for several years. And the more I say no, the more you try to starve me into it. And everybody knows it. And everybody's sick and tired of it. And you need to listen. You shut up and you listen to what everybody else wants. Everybody else wants you to stop it. You're the criminal. You're violating me. Everybody is sick and tired of watching it. Except the guys on your payroll. but there's something wrong with them or they wouldn't be on your payroll. Our shrink says, I'm telling you, I'll sit him down and I'll examine him and I'll tell you, you can't do it. You cannot watch it. You cannot cause it. And the people that are helping us are sick of it. We're getting a lot of pressure to hurry up. We're waiting on one thing. And we're done. You're done. Who in law enforcement has the recordings? Mr. Perry, Mr. Powell, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Burson? When I'm typing them up, I've heard the recording. Who got me the Fabian puzzle? Who cared about me that much to get that to me right then, right there? Who has that kind of power? That's who you're pissing off. Nobody likes to watch human suffering. I have family that owes me a whole lot of money. I shouldn't be hungry. You told them not to give me what's owed to me. So every time you get told on, please remember, you did ask for that. I don't want to hear from you. Get out of my privacy. Get out of it. Every time you jam up a computer, every time you jam something up, every time you try to talk to me, I hate it. It is like fingernails on a chalkboard. I don't want to hear it. We're all sick of hearing it. Listen to what other people want. You're violating the rights and wishes of other people, antisocial, disordered freak. You have violated the law. You have violated other people's rights. You have violated other people's wishes, rights, legal rights. And you're getting pushback every time you're told on. It's sickening to everybody else. And you don't seem to get what that means. When you're told on, that's what that means. It's cause and effect. You better start paying attention. You act like you have no idea what's happening. You act like you have no idea what people are saying to you. Like you got bad Alzheimer's. And we have to repeat the same thing over and over and over and over. It's very irritating. And you need to get it. You need to get it.
Ugly dumbass. Then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless...
Yeah, here we got the jam ups today. It's going to be that kind of day. Mr. Perry, you've continued to type in my phone, leave Oklahoma, and you need to go. Listen, fuck off and mind your own business. You butt out of my life. Nobody asked you what you think. No one asked you. I didn't invite you here. I don't want anything to do with you. I came here to get away from you. I don't like you. Mr. Perry, you disgust me. I've said that over and over and over and over and over, Mr. Perry. I don't want you. Doesn't matter what you want. You're not wanted. I'm not in love with you, sir, your work. You came up here where I am. You get caught. Where I live is not your business. You don't get a say-so in it. It is not up to you. And I'm sick and tired of you butting in to things that don't concern you. Get a life. You're a stalker. Stalking is a felony in Oklahoma. For you, it's federal. Get the hell out of my life. Mind your own business. Get off your fat, lazy, perverted ass and go work. And go be normal and stop bothering everybody with your delusional soap opera. You're a fucking trailer park trash queen. And we're tired of dealing with it. You are the criminal. You are being told on. You are being stopped. And you don't seem to get that. Understand what's being said to you. Act like you understand what's happening. It's cause and effect. When you're a shitty to people, they're not going to like you. When you're crappy to people, they're not going to help you. Everybody's tired of the suffering you're causing. You're getting told on because of it. You need to understand what's happening, and you act like you have no idea. You are not entitled to me. You are not entitled to take my privacy, and you sure as shit do not tell me what to do. I'm the one that's helping catch your crime more than anybody you know, and you need to fucking remember who it is you're talking to, sir. It's not up to you. Every time we get what you just said, not up to you. Leave it on the porch. They took all her money. Now we can't even email it to her. Whatever it is. He got her kicked out of her house. We don't know where she's at. Made her, starved her out of a job, harassed her out of a job. So now we can't go there either. They're doing exactly what she said. You have no idea what I'm saying to you, do you? Because you act like you don't understand what the hell people say to you. You don't understand what the hell's happening. Aphasia, you got aphasia like Mr. Willis, Bruce Willis. You got Alzheimer's, you got senile dementia. Have you been tested? Mental illness is fine until it starts becoming criminal. Then it's not okay. You're getting told on because everybody wants you to stop it. You're making everybody very angry. When you're told on, that's why that happens. And you act like you have no idea what those words mean. Not a clue. Things don't click for you, do they? You or Dave? I mean, everybody's she's like, all five of them act like they're not all there. Like they're a little slow. Cause and effect. When you're mean to people, they're not going to like you. People do not like cruelty. Get that through your head. When you're told on, that's why you're being stopped. And you don't get it, do ya? 4 contracts, you're going to be charged with interfering with a contract with intent to coerce me. I said no to you. I'm not changing my court testimony, and you don't tell where you're not to be in my life at all. I didn't invite you here. I came here to get away from you. You came here, you made a fool of yourself, and you got caught. When you mess with me, you get caught. Why is that? None of y'all sat down and go, why is it that we get caught when we attack her? You're a job, dumbass. You're a fucking job. There's nothing romantic there for me at all. You disgust me. You make my skin crawl. You're just raping me, and I'm tired of it. And you will shut up. No one asked you what you think, did they? You have imposed what you think on everybody else in a criminal manner long enough, and you shut up. We're sick of hearing it. You weren't asked what you think. What were you asked to do? Comply with the law. You're about to go to jail. I can't wait. When you're in jail, I get my privacy back. Things don't get jammed up and fucked up all the time. There won't be somebody around make one problem after another, and things that should take 5 minutes take hours because I had to drop everything I'm doing and fix something you broke. It's cost me money. It cost me time. Our prosecutor says they will pay you back for every minute of your time and every penny they took. I will make sure of it. So I hope you can pay for it. When you're told on, why might that be? And it's not up to you, is it? Should we leave it on the porch? That came because you pissed everybody off fucking with me. We got that. We got that. Why won't she go to Chipotle when you hack my food delivery apps? We got that because you're fucking with me and it pissed everybody off. The Fabian puzzle, you pissed everybody off. And it wasn't up to you when I got that, was it? You need to get a grip on reality. When you're told on, you pissed off all the wrong people. What law enforcement agency actually has those recordings? What court are they already being played in? Why is it we get those when you go at me, dumbass? You're pissing off all the people that matter. And you don't matter. Your victims matter. And what you think doesn't matter. Your victims' opinions matter. What they want, what they need. You shut up. We're sick of hearing from you. You shut up. When you're told on, what is that? What does that mean? Do you even know? We think that you have something very wrong with you if you can't listen to words and understand what they mean and react appropriately. And you never do. You never get a date. You always get told on. And you can't figure out why that is. And it's happening when you do it to me. And it's never happened before. And you can't put together in cause and effect. At all. A first grader could do it. And you can't. Yeah, problem for you.
Giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Alright, so we get this right here because you pissed everybody off fucking with me. Every day that you invade my privacy. Every day you jam computers up and shit and make problems and drama. Every day I'm without money because you took it. Every day Mike Neely sits in jail. You make people more angry and more angry and more angry and more angry. You're causing hardship. You're violating me. It's rape. I never consented for you to invade my privacy that way. We got one of those that these two guys were talking about your forged marriage license. Mr. Perry has told 3 different stories in Oklahoma. One is that he's a victim of a political vendetta, and there is no evidence of that at all. Nor is there any motive for her to want to do that. She knew all these people, didn't do Texas legislation, didn't need him. He's the new guy. And they, by all accounts, are both Republicans. She helped him get elected. Seems to me she wouldn't do that if she disagreed with his philosophies. Also, by the way, Lubbock is 86% Republican. You can't get elected unless you're far right-wing conservative Republican. You can't get elected. So if somebody wanted to change that demographic, first of all, you'd have to be big enough to matter, and you're not. You're only 3% of the state, population-wise, in your district. Second of all, you move somebody in from California with a whole bunch of liberal voters working for them, a company with employees who are liberal voters. You move them in, and then that changes the voter demographics. You have to do that. But it's not really worth the time and the effort with such a small district. You don't make up a stalker story. Not tell anybody but a few close friends for 4 years. Definitely don't go to the media with it. Move twice. Then need to get a protective order and then make it public. That's not what you do, dumbass. I didn't go to the media with it. I went to my friends. And I went to my close friends who didn't even live in Texas. So that one got ruled out. That bullshit delusion of yours was ruled out. You are off your nut to think you even matter. Certainly didn't to me. I grew up in politics. I grew up in the home of the police chief and an elected official and the power of the town where I grew up. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Second of all, the second story you told everybody was that you had a forged marriage license and a forged power of attorney. I've never even seen. So whoever you give that to and tell them, don't tell her about this, you give it to me and watch him shit himself. And then you'll know I've never seen those documents. And the third story is, he says she's a threat to him and he's got an entourage. Do you know anybody that goes where the threat is and won't leave? They can't get that guy to leave Oklahoma. She moved twice to get away from him and then paid $5,000 to avoid having to go to work because he posed a threat to her at work. You got to go to work to eat. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. $5,000 I paid. And how much money did I not make because I didn't get to go to work? Because you posed a threat. Grand larceny, how many counts are there going to be? Rented out the whole club, ran off all their good customers, brought his 5 guys in to give her canned food. You don't think that pissed everybody off? How do I even know that, Perry? I know that because you pissed everybody off. And you need to act like you understand what people say to you. And you act like you have no idea. So, the other guy said, if that's all you have to do to be married these days, I watch Jennifer Aniston on TV. I'll sign her name to a piece of paper. She didn't even have to like me. If that's all it is, what a whack job. What a whack job. How embarrassing. How pathetic. I don't want you. I moved twice to get away from you. You are violating me, and it's making everybody very angry. So when we get things like this, you asked for it. Because you were told to leave me the fuck alone every day for 12 years. Leave me the hell alone. Get the fuck out of my life. Mind your own business and butt out of mine. Every time you get in mine, you get caught. And your guy said, we're seeing things happen we've not seen before. When he pesters her and takes her money, things do not go well for us. We've never had one figure out. We have cameras in their house because y'all have an online peep show. You broadcast us all over the dark web without our consent. Most women don't even know it. You sneak in their house, as our witness said, when they're not home, and put a camera in their house, then start causing problems for them. Get them fired. Make sure they can't find another job because you hack them. And you guys get on the phone and start making your little phone calls. Don't hire her. He said then he causes them to lose their home. Then he has the ex take the kids away. Mr. Perry, as long as I have known him, is a sexually dysfunctional, sick sadist who enjoys getting women hysterical so he can go, and I'm quoting, rub one out. And that is crime causation, Mr. Powell, not lewd and lascivious. You're not all there either, are you? Domestic violence is a crime. Stalking is a crime. Voyeurism is a crime. Hacking is a crime. And every time you're told on, you're being stopped. Who in law enforcement has the actual recordings? You're seeing things happen you've not seen before, and you can't tell you're in some trouble, and you're pissing people off? Yeah, you are. And that's why you're told on, and you're asking for it. And we need one thing, and we're done. You're gone. You're going to get that knock on the door, and we finally have peace, and we can finally rebuild our lives, and I will never be broke again. I won't help you. I want for you to be gone, and you seem like you don't understand what those words mean. It is irritating that you can't understand what people fucking say to you. You're not wanted. I never invited you here. Those same guys said he has inserted himself into her life against her will. He's been seen hanging out with her friends and family. But they started questioning his sanity when in 6 years, he's never seen with her. She's suing the fuck out of him. She's trying to get a protective order. She won't have a thing to do with him. And he thinks they're married. Wow. And those three stories, by the way, contradict. Is she a threat, or is she his wife? Is she a political, does she have a political vendetta, or is it personal? Can't be both. This guy's wacky as they get. He's told all these different stories, and none of them match up. They all contradict. They can't get him to fucking get out of Oklahoma and leave her alone. Wow. None of your in the fruitcake. So, we got all this over the last couple of days. We need her to get out of Oklahoma and into Texas where we can hurt her and get away with it, because it's not working out in Oklahoma. You know what? Butt out of my life. Get the fuck out of my life. These people that help me, they go wherever I go. They can cultivate relationships with whoever the fuck they want, and it isn't up to you. My choice is to live where my family is. By the way, that was the other one. I just talked to Mr. Perry. He acts like he thinks her family is his family. Does he understand that's not his family? That is her family. I feel like something's wrong with him. It's concerning to me that he acts like he doesn't know that is not his family. I didn't introduce you to my family. I didn't invite you here. You do exactly what stalkers do. Butt in. Butt in, Bertha. No one invited you here. No one asked you what you think. You know what you were told? Get the hell out of my life. And when you don't, we get more of these. Mr. Perry, and you asked for it. Because people don't like what you're doing. It's sickening. When you cause hardship, when you cause a problem, when you jam everything up, when I'm broke and Mike Neely is in jail, we know he didn't kill Chief Miller. You did. Or you wouldn't try to starve me into a lie. You don't need somebody to lie who's already lying, do you? You implicated yourself in that murder when you go at me. And you're stupid. You don't get it. Everyone else can see it. Why can't you? All of you. All of you. I mean, we don't even know what to say. So we got all this. You're not going to pass a cognitive reasoning test of a first grader. Do you know why that was looked into? We want the death penalty. Do you know who asked for the death penalty for you? I did. I hate you that much. I hate what you're doing that much. So I asked the prosecutor, I want the death penalty for this bitch. That's what I want. So they have to make sure you can pass the IQ test, the 8th Amendment test, or you won't get it. They're worried you won't. That your IQ is so fucking low, you won't even pass the 8th Amendment test for that. You know, on the 11th, the prosecutor called me and said, you're working on your appeal. I've listened to him all day talk about impeding your appeal. We'll make sure she can't make any money. We'll get the mail. We'll get the mail. We'll intercept the mail. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get the DOR and the amended petition to the Tulsa County Clerk's office today. Don't walk it in. Mail it. And then make the receipt an exhibit in the petition. Because I need to show, in my case, your intent. And theirs. Malicious intent. Premeditation. I need to match this up with my recording. And so I did exactly what he said. And you did exactly what he said. You intercepted the mail. And he calls me and he says, on the 12th, I just listened to Mr. Perry talking to your landlord. What he said is, we got this thing kicked out. Now I want you to kick her out of her home. And he said, we just had her sign a lease. By the way, the lease would have been longer had you not gotten my wallet and interfered with my contracts. Where I live is not your business. It doesn't concern you. When you go at me, you get caught. That's why they think you're cognitive reasoning. Reasoning is not that of a 6-year-old. All of you, but particularly Perry. First-degree murder of a police officer. We're getting Mike Neely home. He didn't do it. I don't care who you fucking think you are. I found out he was drugged months before that was on the docket. So that wasn't up to you, was it? There's more powerful people going at you. I have help. I was in politics all my life. I knew a whole lot of people. Long before I met you. I've known these guys since I was early adulthood. And when you try to frame me with a murder and, oh, we got a gun with prints on it, they're like laughing. Yeah, we watch every fucking thing that girl does. There's no way. That's not her thing. If I wanted somebody dead, it would be you. And the way that I've done it is, I want the death penalty. Some people don't need to be here. If all they do is sit around and cause suffering for others, one crime after another, after another, after another, premeditated, not negligent, malicious, aforethought, not negligent, I want for him to have the death penalty. He took a life and he didn't give a shit. We don't do that in this country. We have the death penalty. You live in Texas. You ought to know that. You ought to know that where you live. You guys got like the highest rate of, executions, don't you? For murder in the first degree. It's worse in Florida. I think they just passed a law increasing sentences for murdering a cop in Florida. Did they? I've never held a gun. I had something happen to me when I was younger. I don't like guns. I don't have a problem if somebody else wants one, but I don't want one. So you don't have my prints on anything. I've never held a gun. That's bullshit. You're full of crap. You are full of crap. And they recorded you talking about the Caitlin Arquette thing, so I knew about that ahead of time. If I'm saying it now, my shoe print, we need her shoe print. You were told. I don't think you need her shoe print. I knew exactly who you were talking to. She's not being cooperative with the shoe print. Yep. I think that here's the thing. If you need to tell her to tan, and you need the girl that actually did this crime to change her hair color to match Cynthia's, and now all the witnesses are going, this girl that we saw do this is heavier than Cynthia. She didn't do it. You've excluded her. You don't need her shoe print. She's not being uncooperative. What's happened is you gave her police report right over to the offender, and it was a violent offender trying to kill me. So she doesn't trust you now. Nor do we. Right? Nobody came here to pick a fight with anybody. I came here to get away from one, to have peace and avoid conflict, and not be a scandal. So you have come here and brought this bullshit to me. So what happens is we do what we do with what you do. If you weren't doing anything, there wouldn't be anything to tell, would there? Wouldn't be anything to tell. They got all your emails. His emails are very short, 3 to 5 word sentences, maybe 1 or 2 sentences. He has no idea what that email said. He's doing the best he can. That's why he never responds appropriately to what you say. He's not in compliance with the law. And he gets caught and he goes right back at it every day. He has no idea what's happening, or he wouldn't do that. So I don't think he'll pass even the testing that my first graders can pass. My first grade patients. I don't think he'll pass it. I don't think any of them will. They're all doing the same thing. There's 5 of them. And Calvin. So there's that. Can't pass a first grade level test of intelligence, sir. And you get this to me. This is witness tampering and evidence of premeditation. That's why I said I want the death penalty for this bitch. Some people don't need to be here, causing hardship and harm and loss and suffering for other people. They just don't need to be here. First degree murder of a police officer. This one is the same thing. October 2015. This is the McNamara email. You've done this every day. You carried this thread out, and you've tried again and again and again and again and again. You want to coerce a lie. And I said no. I've said no for 12 years. And you guys get up every day thinking, oh, maybe she'll change her mind. Maybe today she's broke enough where she'll change her mind. Maybe our little witches seance that we did last night will work. And I get up. I don't believe in that. I'm a Christian. Everybody knows that. You know what the Bible says? A man's kindness brings blessings, but his cruelty will be his downfall. You've been cruel. You are getting told on. This is part of that. Dumbass. You're not all there, are you? It's very irritating to deal with somebody who's mentally ill and mentally slow. Because in 12 years, you can't see the cause and effect. This was in 2015, and we've gotten one of these every day since. Sometimes 5, sometimes 10. Every fucking thing you say. Who has the actual recordings, Calvin? And it's not up to you when we get that. Is this the one? Get her back to Texas so we can hurt her and get away with it in Texas. What makes you think that would happen? I hate Texas. But what makes you think you'd get away with it anywhere? These guys go where I go. International crime, bitches. Get her kicked out of her house. This was last year. So our prosecutor says, I just heard him talking to your landlord. And he goes, we just had her sign a lease. I thought everything was going to be fine. How many people have you gotten kicked out of their homes? Me, twice, in Lubbock. The landlord refused payment. And again in Manford when I started getting confrontational about cameras being in my room. You guys let him put cameras in my room? Get them for the fuck out of my room. I have the legal right to privacy in my room and in my home. And you're violating me. And you don't have my consent to do that. And I get kicked out. I offered payment, I get kicked out. We're also fighting about bed bugs. That place has had there's Google reviews, there's Yelp reviews. People complaining about the bed bugs. I was covered in them. Bites. So I called the health department because there's a little old lady that was also covered in bed bug bites. And I said, I'm concerned about her health. And he goes, oh, those aren't dangerous. Listen, they are. You got an open sore because you're scratching a bite of any kind. That sore can get infected very easily. So it is a health hazard. And that is bullshit. That guy didn't know what the hell he's talking about. Which concerns me if he works for the health department. Anytime you got an open sore, you're at risk of an infection getting in that open wound. And this woman was like, I don't know, 70. So, I mean, what the hell is your problem? But for that reason, I didn't even owe him money. And I said to him, well, a bunch of people said to him, you do realize, sir, she could sue the fuck out of you just for the bed bugs, let alone the cameras. She had to know you shit. Just get out. Okay. You didn't like me asking questions about the cameras, huh? That guy had a little kid, a little baby, about 6 months old. One time in my room, I'm clapping, watching the football game or something. I don't even remember now why I was clapping. The very next time he saw me, which was like, I don't know, 2-3 days later, he saw me, his little eyes lit up, and he starts clapping. Because he was watching me in my room. Who the fuck does shit like that? Serious crime. Serious deranged crime. Is that why you killed Lucky and Mike? Because they were talking about the Epstein case right before that murder. I filed a police report 6 days before the murder for vandalism. And you implicate yourself in both when you did what you did to me. He ends up dead. Mike has not a mark on him. And you can't beat someone to death or be in a fight at all and end up with nothing on you. You're going to look like you were in a fight. And I'm the one that caught that. And I don't want you to forget that. And it wasn't up to you, was it? I found out Mike was drugged because one of our guys went over and asked. You don't know who our guys are. Which law enforcement agency has the actual recordings of this right here? And the February 12, 2022 conversation with my landlord. Kick her out. And he is, by the way. He did. Did exactly what you said. Just like this. If we can't get her on the COVID moratorium, then we want you to get her on smoking. And then guess what happens? A few days later, guess what she did? Look at the dates on these. February 9th was this one. The other one. That's February 9th. This was a recording, Mr. Perry. That was a recording of you. Who in law enforcement has the actual recording? That is her doing exactly what you told her. So that is going to be a charge, conspiracy to commit coercion, even for the landlord. It's not about a civil case. It is about a criminal case. You don't seem to get that. Who has those recordings? They were playing for me. There's not the civil cases. All we did with the civil cases is use what you did illegally during those to add to your criminal case, Mr. Perry. We need one thing and it's over. We're done. Everybody said we're getting a lot of pressure to hurry this the fuck up because everybody's sick and tired of it. The imposition and the burden of a mentally ill, mentally slow, selfish, cruel, asshole piece of shit and his buddies imposing their delusions and their criminal activity on you and Mike Neely, your cop family. You're both cop family. And we have talked to other law enforcement agencies, and they do not have good things to say about Tulsa police. One of them, I'm only going to say what one said, because there's a lot. There's a lot. If they call me, I will put them on hold and go to lunch. I don't trust them. They gave a police report right over to a violent offender, and she's cop family, and they weren't there for Mike, and they weren't there for her when she's being, punished for helping Mike. And I'm not okay with that. And now I don't trust anything they say. If you'll throw one of your own under the bus, you'll do it to anybody. So what kind of bullshit might end up on my desk? I don't trust them. I don't trust it's legit. I would like to be able to say different. I'm very disappointed that this has happened. Very, very disappointed. It's upsetting. I was hoping it would be different. Me too. Our shrink says maybe you guys are mentally ill too. I mean, that's not my call. But look at this. Look at my kid was in a fight. He was hit. You can tell. He's got bruises and cuts on him. And yet Officer Neely, who just beat somebody to death, doesn't have a mark on him. What law enforcement agency has that? Point out for me the marks on this man who looks like he was in a fight. Point out for me in his arrest report, where's the injuries? It's not just what she sees and what you see. It is what the detective put in his report. There's nothing on him. He's got a red swollen right hand because in his right hand is an IV. But if you beat someone to death, your hand's going to be bruised, maybe broken fingers even. Yeah, it doesn't. He's not gonna look like that. Here it is, March. He was drugged and not given a full talks panel. Well, sure shit. That's exactly what they said. In May, months later, who has the actual information? You know, my guys talk to them over there. You can walk into a bar. This is what's funny. When I'm gonna do something like get work, Upworks, Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, or go to a hotel, or get an apartment, or get a car, or I call my dad or email my dad's attorney and say, I need my money now. You know, I never mentioned the money that my grandmother left me. Never said a word about it. The whole family, you guys, your mom, your granny worked very, very hard and saved money to leave you when she dies. Your mom is going to take it because she's that way. She's a little thief. So, but I want you to know you have that. She left it for you. Her intention was that you have it, and she made it very clear. I never said a word about it. My ex-husband, we get divorced, he leaves, I don't have the income anymore. I get behind on my bills. I call my mother and I go, I need some money to help pay my electric bill. I'm getting paid Friday, but it's going to get cut off today. Can you help me? She starts yelling at me, yeah, I can. But on Friday, you better pay me back. That whole time she said that to me, I knew she's sitting on my money. It's a lot of money. I didn't say a word. I didn't say anything to her at all. And on Friday, I gave her I paid her back. Until I needed to help Mike, I never asked for it. Never acted like I knew a thing about it. And my guy said, I got a recording here of a man talking to your dad. Why'd you do that to your daughter? If my kid needs help, I just help him. Why did you do all this to your daughter? That's not even your money. It's her money. I have a kid. I have a daughter. I have a. Even if I'm not holding on her money, if she calls me and she needs help, I give it to her. Why would you not help your kid? If I have it, I give it to her. What is wrong with you? I don't know, because the same cops that have all that have them talk recordings of Dave and Charles talking to Lynn and Kathy. Don't give her money. We're trying to starve her into a lie. It won't help if you give her inheritance money. We don't want Mike helped. We are guilty, and we're gonna wave our guilt around like some fucking orange flag. By the way we treat her, coercion, trying to make her lie, trying to punish her because she caught us, and we don't like that. Yep, duly noted. All of this. So what happens is my guys go in front of you and set everything up. So when you make those phone calls, they catch you. They catch you. So you got recorded telling the hotel clerk, if she checks in here, I need a key to her room. No, sir, you don't. You absolutely don't have that right. And it's not up to you. We got that recording. Who has it? Who in law enforcement has it? And then you guys want to go, well, let's get all the lobby footage and see if we can catch who these guys are. Do you really think, as covert as they've been, that's how they do it? Nope. They don't do it like that. Just walk into the lobby. They'll go in, and you won't know how they do that. And by the way, you can pass information from one person to another person or between 5 people. And you don't have to do it at the hotel. You can kind of find out who works there and who's staying there and go catch up with those people at a bar or a restaurant. Have a nice conversation. That's how our guys work. You won't know it. You're talking to them. You've talked to them. All 5 of you have talked to them face to face. More than one of them. More than once. And had no idea that's who you were talking to. So you can pass information from one person to another, or between 5 people, or between 10. You always want to know, how did she find out? We're good at what we do. Good at what we do. You want to use me as a test case. You're going to harass the fuck out of me and do things like starve me into a lie, or try to. Get her kicked out of her house. The landlord even said, how many people have you done this to? It's a horrible thing to do. It's chilling that you would do that to a woman and her kids. Blow up people's lives and destroy them and ruin them. And that's why I want the death penalty for you. I asked for it. That's why they pulled your emails. That's why they started evaluating your intellect. Is he going to pass the IQ? You have to have 70. She thinks you don't even have 30. Because you never respond right to what was just said. You act like you have no idea what's going on. You're like a moth to the flame. You get caught, you go right back at it. And nobody with intelligence does that. 8th Amendment requires 70. Or the Supreme Court, I believe. So we've got this all documented. Look at the dates on these. They go way back. That's November 14, 2017. Charles, I want for you to shut up. Listen, I need you to understand. I don't care what you think. Didn't ask you. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I really don't care what you think. I'm very sick and tired of hearing it. I really would like for you to shut up. Please shut up and go away. Remember who it is you're talking to. I'm the one catching your crime more than anybody you know. I'm the one where you guys are saying, we've never seen this before. That's me. Don't forget who it is you're talking to, bitch. You need to control yourself, and you can't, can you? When you're told on, you're being stopped. And you don't know that, do you? You have no idea what I'm even saying right now, do you? You have no idea what people say to you. You're like, that's aphasia, maybe, or Alzheimer's. You don't know. People can sit down and talk to you, and you have no idea what the fuck they're saying. That was another one. Right after I got home, I don't know whose office you went into. I wasn't told that. But the guy said, Charles comes in here and wants to hurt Cynthia. And I don't know, why the hell does he always want to hurt her? I don't even get that. What the hell's wrong with him? But we'll sit down and explain to him why he can't do that. And he'll act like he understands and leave. And the next day he'll come in and ask the very same question. I got to drop everything I'm doing. He's taking up my time. I got to spend time explaining it to him all over again. Exact same thing I said the day before. And he leaves and he'll act like he gets it. And then he'll come right back the next day or a day or two later. It's like he has Alzheimer's. It's embarrassing. Guess what? You're wasting everybody else's time with this. Every penny that you have taken from me, every minute of my time you have taken from me, David, you too. You're gonna compensate me. It's not up to you. You think that if they're building all this and I have all this, they can't get a guilty verdict? They're not interested in a deal. They're interested in charging you and we go to trial. And that's that. And I want the death penalty. I asked for that. Because of Officer Neely, what you've done to him is very cruel. You were told that, weren't you? Charles, any idiot can see she's telling the truth. And I didn't know you had it in you to be so cruel, to do that to that man and not let her testify. That's all he is. One big blob of cruel. Weirdo cruel. I think that was lucky. He claims he wanted us to get her on harassment. He's harassing her. Calls up here wanting us to look into this and look into that, and there's never anything to it. She just minds her own business and does her own thing. He'll come up here and fuck with her and fuck with her and fuck with her. We're all kind of tired of it. I may call her in a protective order. Yep. And then, is that why you killed him? Was that lucky? Is that why you murdered him? It's not legit, but I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. Yep. Every day since, they said, there is not a day that goes by. We don't record them talking about taking your car, wrecking your car, or ruining the engine. And you have on the other cars that I had, didn't you? Yep. Okay. You think they don't know? They know. The Duvals. I never called the Duvals. Why do you think that is, David? Yeah, because I was told not to by the guys that got me all this. Sorry, I couldn't get the car tonight. Y'all are fighting over the title. The guy said you'd think that car was made of fucking gold. It's not even worth $800. It's just a little old beat up car. He wasn't gonna let her have it. She had to fight for it. And everybody said as soon as she gets that new car in that new apartment, he'll take it away. He's a bitch. Charles, you don't get to take things away that don't belong to you. And that's why we get these. You piss everybody off. And you have not a clue what I'm saying right now, do you? You're slow mentally. It's embarrassing. Since 2014, leave me the fuck alone. He thinks that by stalking me more, he's going to prove me he's not stalking at all. He'd be like, I have pictures of you. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have pictures of you. I did say you're a stalker. I live in Oklahoma. What are you doing up in Oklahoma taking pictures of me? You're a stalker. Thank you for proving me out. Stalking, by the way, is a felony. For you, it's federal. You got pictures of me to prove you're doing exactly what I say? And you want to coerce a lie? That's where you have everybody confused. He's doing exactly what she says. He's proven out these recordings over and over and over and over. And then he wants her to lie. But what? Wow. Okay. True nutbag right there. True mental slow nutbag right there. It's embarrassing. So who got me that? It wasn't up to you. You are a butt-in, just like this thing says. I wanted Fabian. He made me hope. I got this in jail. Boo is a private joke between one of my cop friends and I. Goes way back. Has nothing to... Just, you don't get to know about it. Actually, only he and I know what that is. But it also depicts the fear and sadness, so you're making everybody feel we're all tired of feeling. People don't like suffering. They don't like your cruelty. And so we're getting shit like this. We're getting shit like this, bitch. This is the one right here. If he had to make her tan, and if he has to make the other girl change her hair color so the two girls look more alike, then she's not the one. If she's the criminal, there'll be evidence. You collect it. You don't have to plant it. You don't have to create it. You don't have to concoct it. You don't have to do anything like that. So I think you've already excluded her and you don't need her shoe print. Right now, what you're doing is harassing her. And I think it's best if you leave her alone. Because every time you harass this girl, things blow up in your face. And you are slow. You don't seem to get the cause and effect. Why, when you go at me, do we get shit like that? Because you're a job. You're a job wherever I go. You follow me, I will fuck you up. I have done that more than anybody you know, and you guys need to fucking remember who it is you're talking to. Don't say 1 minute we're seeing things happen we've not seen before. And then act like you don't... No, you don't... Bunch of... I don't have any words for it. Remember who you're talking to. I've done what nobody else has done. We have what nobody else has. And who in law enforcement has the actual recording of this? Right? Somebody that's very good at what they do. You don't matter. No one asked you what you think, did they? Yep, trying to frame me for a murder. You've been doing that for a long time. Because these are dated 2018, a lot of them. Caitlin Arquette. Yeah, but here's the thing. Forced me against my will back to Texas, and I said no. It's not up to you. We live in a free country. Slavery ended at the Civil War, dumbass. You need to keep up with everybody else, and you can't, can ya? You probably have not a clue what I'm saying. Here it is. Make sure there's no new apartment or new car. I threw a fit. And then there was the argument after that, subsequent to that. Now she can't say he didn't let her have the new apartment and the new car. And the guy goes, did you see what she had to go through to get that? It's just a little apartment and a little old beat up car. So, watch this. Soon as she gets it, he'll start trying to take it away from her. And that's why nobody likes him. That is not how you treat people. That is disgusting. It's not your business. You're violating financial privacy laws. And when I'm going to make a phone call or do something, first we set up everything anticipating you're going to try to call and fuck it up. And then we hit you. And that's never happened to y'all before. So remember who it is you're talking to. Because it's when you do it to me that happens. Like when you call Lynn and Kathy, don't give her money. They recorded y'all. Because I said before, I'm going to get in touch with my dad and see if I can't get my inheritance money. I've never brought it up before. I was supposed to get that in 2007. Imagine the interest. They're going to make y'all pay for the interest from the day you made that phone call to the day I get it. Not that you care. But you might care when this is all totaled up and they make you pay it. So, look at that. Look at that. All the stuff that who in law enforcement has all that? She was supposed to be in jail and not able to appeal. And we got that. Who, Mr. Perry, has the recording of that? See, you act like you have no idea what that means. Your response is never normal. It's always bizarre. And you act like you don't have any idea what that means. And that's why we're worried. Your IQ is not 70, and you may not get the death penalty because you're stupid. Yeah. Just because you're stupid. You lucked out there, didn't you? Because I asked for it. I hate your guts. If I wanted to murder somebody, I'd murder you. I'm from Vegas. We get half of your ass. Nobody would know where you were. Just disappeared. And because you're such an asshole to everybody, nobody would probably care. I don't know. But instead of doing it that way, because I'm not a murderer, as it turns out. I want the death penalty. So you're not here anymore to hurt people and ruin and rob and rape and cause hardship and take a life. Premeditated murder. First degree murder of a police officer. And they just increased sentences if you don't get the death penalty in Florida for hurting a cop. You're hurting cop family. So some of us, TPD, think that matters. It's unfortunate that you don't. We really put a lot into that. It means something. I've gone without food and electricity, and you guys sat there and watched. You knew about it. You watched me. And you didn't do a fucking thing. And our shrink is like, that ain't normal. I probably, if I set them all down, they got something wrong with them too. If you're under threat, how many times have I said, if you feel like you're under threat, you come see me. I'm under threat every day. What about it? If you're in a shootout and you got to get a guy out of there that's bleeding, you'll go in and get him, won't you? It's part of the job. Mr. Perry, I need for you to shut up. Nobody's asking you what you think. You really need to start acting like you understand what people say to you. You act like you have no idea. It's so embarrassing to me that you're that stupid, that you're that slow. No one's asking you what you think. What were you asked to do? Shut the hell up and get out of my life. And when you don't, we get more of these. It does matter, TPD, cop family. Michael Neely matters. Mr. Perry does not. If you feel like you're under threat, you need to come see me. And let's deal with it the right way. And get Mr. Neely home. You can't kill somebody and not look like you were in a fight. It's not doable, and you know that. You got a phenom murder cop over there, Jason White. I'd be very shocked and dismayed if Jason White said you could beat somebody to death and not look like you were in a fight while on passed out on opioid overdose. Superpowers he does not have. That explanation is not even possible, much less plausible. And then the attack on me, the witness tampering, the coercion, a starver into a lie. No food and no electricity for a week, and now homeless. That's not a little clue that they want to tamper with a witness because the witness is right. What else? I mean, I'm showing you guys what I can. I have help. I can't get that, but I can't get the information from them to me by myself. I don't have superpowers either. I don't have it. Who got me the Fabian puzzle in jail? That puzzle is extremely specific to me. You need help, you feel like you're under threat, come see me. Charles, I don't want to see you. I'm not talking to you, sir. I'm talking to TPD. You need to act. You act like you're mentally 2 years old. Literally, it's irritating as fuck to me. I hate it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. You shut up, please, sir. Shut up. I'm not asking you what you think. I don't care. We're all sick of hearing it. Listen to the words. Act like you understand the words. Get a special ed teacher to help you. Get your little finger paints and your puppets and your crayons, mental slow. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm not into you. Get over it like a dude and move on. If you have power, you can get a date without forcing yourself on somebody who doesn't like you. Stalking is a crime in all 50 states. Hacking is a crime in all 50 states. Coercion is a crime in all 50 states. Voyeurism is a crime in all 50 states. Sexual exploitation is a crime in all 50 states. How many is that? How many? Witness tampering. And how many counts? You do it. So you count it. You sit down and you write down every time you've done one of those things. And then you tell me how many counts you think you have coming. And then tell me what you think, bitch. And I'm going to talk to you about what Mike Neely thinks every damn day. He sits in a place that is hell. His life ripped away from him. his family ripped away from him, his best friend ripped away from him. He laid on top of that man for 45 minutes, both of them dying. Can you imagine, TPD? Who is your best friend at your work? Who is your partner? Can you imagine, while you're trying to help somebody, the guy who is the criminal does that to you? And you're laying on top of your best friend for 45 minutes, passed out, dying. And then you get picked up and thrown face first into the floor, and it busts your face open. And then hauled into a room in handcuffs. You're a cop. Hauled into a room in handcuffs and told, you did this. Really? I don't have anything on me, Officer Neely said. I'm a detective. I know that when you're in a fight, you're going to look like you were in a fight. There's not a mark on me. I don't believe what you're saying. And being told your very best friend is dead and you're the one that did it. And now you got to spend the rest of your life away from your family and your friends. Or imagine your wife and your children are told he's gone. He was killed. His best friend beat him in a drunk brawl. It's been reduced to that. It's you. Put yourself in that place. Have you heard the thing? Treat other people like you want to be treated, because God isn't mocked. We do reap what we sow. What goes around comes around. Karma is in every single religion. If it's you and you are Mike Neely, Tulsa Police, any of you, I'm doing the same thing I'm doing for him. I'm doing it for you. That's what we do. It's not only cop family, it's humane. You do for other people what you would want them to do for you in any given situation. You walk into the grocery, you got your arms full, and you would like very much for someone to open the door for you. Then if that's what you like, then when you see somebody in that situation, you open the door for them. Someone lies about you and you would like a person who knows the truth to tell the truth, then that's what you need to do for other people. It's just karma. It's just life. It's here's what we do. We don't lower ourselves to skank, because we might get that dish right back out at us sometime down the road. And unless that's what your thing is, I mean, what the hell? What's wrong with you? It's not just about cop family. It's about being humane. So, Mr. Perry, when you want to know who told on you, everyone. All the people with power. All the people who matter. You don't matter. Your victims do. I matter. Not Mike Neely matters. The Millers matter. Lisa Neely, John Neely, my children that you ruined their lives and their childhood. They matter. You don't. We don't want to hear what you feel and what you think and what you want ever again. When you are told on, you're being stopped. You're being pushed back and told, that's not okay, and you stop. You sick son of a bitch. So you want to come at me with hardship? Don't complain when we get these, and when there's we get that one thing we need, and there's that knock on your door, and you're gone, and I will not help you, ever. You have ruined and robbed and raped and taken and destroyed about long enough. And you're seeing things happen you've not seen before when you do it to me, dumbass. There's a reason for that. Who has the actual recordings? Who got me the Fabian puzzle right up under your nose, and none of that was up to you. You are pathetic, and we're sick of dealing with it. So I'm going to tell you one last time. You give it back, and you get the fuck out of my life, and I never, ever hear from you again. And when I say give it back, that includes Officer Neely goes home now, today. I get my money now, today. Whatever it is you broke, you fix it now, today. And I've been saying that since March 2020, when you first started trying to bribe me. I don't want your bribe. I don't want your BioLi money. I want what is legitimately owed to me. And I'm not going to help you in your criminal case. I can ask for mercy if you'd make amends. And when you say you're sorry, please understand, all that does is make everybody want to punch you. Because you're not sorry, or you'd stop. You're not sorry at all. You're sorry you got caught. But you're not sorry for what you did. Because if you were, you would fucking cut it the hell out. It is not okay. Crime traumatizes people. I am re-traumatized every single day. There's a whole lot of people worried about me. People in power, not your stupid little, minions. People that matter, that get us this stuff, are very worried about about me and the Neelys and what you're putting us through. And they're not okay with it. So the next time you want to fuck with me and then whine and cry that you got told on, do remember you asked for it, dumbass. Cause and effect. Do you even understand what I'm saying? We think you have no idea because you never respond or react like any normal, prudent, reasonable person would. Oh, I guess they had my guys called me the other night. Matt Powell has called up to Oklahoma and had argument after argument after argument with people up there, and they're all. I mean, I don't know what their position is on it, but I'm going to tell you my position on it because I'm just sitting here listening as an outside observer. Nothing he said made sense. He was extremely difficult to reason with. He was arrogant, and he was an asshole. And it pissed me off at him just listening. So I don't know the people he's arguing with. I don't know how they felt about it, but that's how I felt about it. He is something. He is something. Have you ever heard that saying, Mr. Powell? Take that course, how to be nice to people so they don't want to hit you in the face with a brick. When we say that, we want to throat punch that guy. That guy needs to be bitch slapped. Shit like that. It's not to be taken literally, sir. People just say it. Jordan Berry said it. This senator bitch slapped that senator. Well, he didn't mean literally. He meant to give him a verbal bitch slap and he put him in his place. That needs to happen sometimes, and you need that. You need to get in your place because you're out of line. When you're asking people to violate the law and all their morals and all their ethics, abandon your morals and all your ethics. Mr. Powell, read the law enforcement code of ethics and do what that says. Read the Bible. Don't lie. Don't steal. Don't bear false witness against your neighbor. Don't covet. Don't commit adultery. Don't take things that don't belong to you. Don't kill somebody. And don't ask anybody else to either. When you violate those 10 commandments, don't stand up and act like a Christian because you're not one. You're not. I don't know. You're a fraud. And I have danced with girls that have literally been through hell. Raised myself because my parents were meth addicts and couldn't get off the damn couch. So somebody had to work, so I started dancing to feed us. My dad, stepdad, raped me, so I left home at age 11 and lived on the streets. Somebody finally found me, and then she had foster care. And then that didn't go well, so she left again, and she was out on the streets again. Do you know how many times that happens, Mr. Powell? Those girls need to see what somebody who believes God is who he says he is, and he will do what he says he will do. They need to see what that looks like, and you're not it. And it pisses me off when people like you walk around saying, I'm a Christian. No, you're not. You're the reason people hate God. You're the reason for that. Because you're a fraud. You hurt people and you don't give a shit. You don't care who you hurt or how bad you hurt them. And then you put God's name on that? That is not cool, dude. So whoever it is that I know, I'm going to ask you nicely, don't represent yourself as a Christian to people that I know. I don't want them to think that's what God is. He is not that. He doesn't hurt people. He relieves suffering. Read the Bible. Take care of the widows and the orphans. Take care of them. That's not a request. When I'm in prison and when I'm sick and when I'm in the hospital, you never came to see me. Depart from me. I don't know you. And not only did you not do that, that's a sin of omission. You're making people go into jail. You're making people go into the hospital. You're making people go hungry. That's an act of intent. So if he's saying that over an act of omission, how much worse is it when you're causing it? It's not that it happened and you didn't come see me in the hospital, and you didn't feed me, and you didn't come see me in jail, and all, those are just things that somebody neglected to do. But you're actually causing it, Mr. Powell. Don't dare tell anybody I know you're a Christian and mess up God's name like that, because that's not who he is. And you're the reason people hate God. Guys like you. Hypocrites. You're the reason. Charles, I need for you to shut up. Listen to the words I'm saying, Mr. Perry. I am sick and tired of you saying what you think and butting in and commenting. No one asked you. Shut up. The more you keep trying to tell me what you think, the more of these we get. So you asked for it, and we got another one. He never shuts up. I don't even know what to say. You're worse than Neil. Get the hell out of my house. Get the hell out of my computer. Get the hell out of my phone. Get the fuck out of my life. Get off your fat, lazy ass and go fucking work. And then you won't need a lie. Mr. Powell, act like a Christian, or don't tell people I know you are one. Don't tell them. I mean, stop calling up here and arguing with people. It's irritating. My guy's listening to it. He goes, I don't even know what those people thought. I'll tell you what I thought listening to it. It makes you want to hit him. He's an asshole and he's arrogant. And they couldn't reason with him. Didn't even make sense. Now, all of you, fuck the hell off. And when you don't, we get more of these. And who in law enforcement has those? The actual recordings. I just typed up what I heard. Who got me the Fabian puzzle? And remember, it's not up to you. It wasn't up to you. So how much longer is it going to be till that knock is on your door and you're gone, Perry? I hate you. There's nothing there. I have nothing for you but deep disgust. And you repulse me. You have no chance of a date. You have no real love life. 12 years, you're rejected, and you're told on and told on and told on and told on, and that's all you've got now. You shut up. I don't care what you think. I'm sick of hearing it. We all are. You guys have made everybody very angry at you. Putting us through what you're putting us through, and I told you to stop it. So if you don't, then we're going to get more of these, and then that day's coming pretty quick here, where the knock's on your door and you're gone, and I'm not asking for mercy. They don't have to give it to you even if I do. But they do put a lot of, because I'm the victim, and they're watching what I'm going through every fucking day, what you're doing to me and my family and the Neelys. It'll be up to me and Mike to ask for it. And they'll put some credit to some weight into what we say. Make amends. That means you stop. You don't just say, oh, I'm sorry. No, you're fucking not, you liar. You piece of shit, nothing. You're sorry you got caught. Because if you're really sorry, you stop it. Now, get the fuck out, Perry. Shut up. I don't care what you think. You weren't asked. You were told to go away. Act like you understand what people are saying to you, dumbass.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
So in closing, on the mail, both the mail Mr. Perry had of mine forwarded to him that had a credit card in it, which he then was recorded talking about cutting up, and some other financial shit that I needed, still need. That our guy, my prosecutor guy said, so instead of going to the postal inspector yourself, they're going to go in behind you, and we know that, and they'll obstruct that. I'm going to take it to my guy, and I'm going to have it investigated and babysat. So the results of that, I'll deal with it. Because we know if you take it in, you're going to, they'll go in and fuck it all up. Buy a lie. They'll do the buy a lie thing. So if I do it, they can't buy a lie. We'll find out exactly what they did with your mail and the mail that was supposed to go to the courthouse. The courthouse did get it. They said it was late, oddly enough. And when that didn't work, when they got caught on that, then they got in my wallet and my finances. I couldn't finish it. But the prosecutor said, we'll get them on that too. So let them do what they do. All you have to do is your best. It's going to frustrate you and it's going to piss you off. But if you will at least file what you can, get as far as you can get, then we show intent. You intended to pursue an appeal and they intended to impede it. And that proves out our recordings. The same thing with your home when they take your house. It's coercion. It's illegal. It's a crime. It's not how you get a date. If it were how you get a date, all guys would do it. Weird Charles. Charles, you're just creepy. You're really fucking fucked up creepy. So we have a guy in our club who is literally like talking to a 6-7-year-old guy. He's mentally disabled. He works at Walmart putting food on the shelves, and lives with his mom. His mom drives him. He can't drive himself, and he falls in love with one of the girls we dance with and thinks that's his girlfriend. When he'd come in, he'd only talk to her. He'd only buy dances with her. And one day he came in and I said, I think she quit. She's not here. And he said, oh, thank God. And I go, what happened? What do you mean, thank God? And he goes, for 7 months, I thought she was my girlfriend. But after 7 months, when we don't actually go on a real date, we never went on a date. I just saw her in here. I finally figured out she's not my girlfriend. So I broke it all off with her. I think she was just, using me to get, business. Wow. 7 months it took him to figure that out. In 12 years, Mr. Perry's getting kicked off and sued and slapped and scratched and kicked off and told on and told on and told on and told on because people don't like cruelty. Mr. Perry, listen to the words I'm saying. You need to act like you understand what I'm saying. I don't care what you think. I don't want to hear it. Didn't ask you, did I? You weren't asked, were you? You're a butt-in. I don't want you in my life. That's why I moved twice and sued you. I don't like you. And when you ignore the law and my rights and wishes and do it anyway, and you guys cause suffering, we get more and more and more. Nobody likes cruelty. People do not like it. Try to act like you understand what we're saying to you, because you act like you have no idea. And you never respond like a normal, reasonable, prudent, intelligent individual. All of you act like you're just a bunch of, whack jobs who are mentally slow and just, even worse than that guy. 7 months, 12 years into this, you can't tell. People don't like what you're doing, and that's not how you get a date. It is how you get told on. More than ever in your lives, you are pissing everybody off, putting us through this. So stop. Or don't complain when you get told on, and don't complain when that knock comes on your door. It's about to come. We need one thing. Our guy said we're getting a lot of pressure to hurry up. Everybody's getting sick of it. It's a sour stomach feeling, nauseous, anxious. You're making people feel very, very uncomfortable and disturbed. And I've been telling y'all that for years. You don't get it. You don't listen. And then everybody wants to know, how'd she find that out? Because everybody's sick and tired of y'all. It's not hard. He said, my guy goes, it gets easier by the day to get information. They're really making everybody mad. People don't like cruelty. Why don't you know that? Why are you having to be told that at all, much less over and over and over? I don't know. I don't know what to say. But I'm telling you again, cease and desist. Get the fuck out of my life. Perry, you don't have permission to watch me in my home. Landlord, you never had my consent to allow that or to give him a key. And we're really upset about it. We're very upset with you. Conspiracy to coerce. Charles, shut up. Listen to the words I'm saying. Mr. Perry, shut up. Mr. Perry, shut the hell up. Mr. Perry, shut up, please. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know what you think. I'm sick of hearing it. You're shoving it down my throat until I'm gagging. I don't care. Didn't ask ya. Shut up. Please, Mr. Perry. Control yourself. You are pathetic. Get off your fat, lazy ass and go work.